right, day number 4 in the month of January 2026, the first Sunday of the month of January in the year 2026. Good evening, folks, and welcome to IMaH here on Metropolitan Television. Our report is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Regional Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority-GPHA, and our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Tonight, we are streaming live on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema, and on YouTube, we are streaming live at IMaH. Now, we shall be getting interactive with you, and so all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments ahead. That's via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which will be shown on your screen pretty shortly. Let me see if I can get it for you. 0538-037353, 0538-037353. That's right on your screen. And when the time is ripe and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show. Please stay with us.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefi. Goil, good energy. Ja, dia.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifu, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is, you still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302-246319 or 0302-246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, welcome back. We are now going to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week. And during the last week, the ports of Tema and Takoradi have had cause to go before the presence of the Lord to offer thanks to Him for a successful 2025. Let's take a look at these local stories.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority on Tuesday, December 30, 2025, held its end-of-year Thanksgiving service at the GPHA Towers in Tema, reflecting on a year of steady growth, operational resilience, and improved port performance amid the nationwide rollout of 24-hour port operations. Held under the theme with thanksgiving and praise, honoring God's faithfulness through the year, the gathering brought together management, staff, unions, and stakeholders to review the authority's progress in a year marked by heightened trade activity and policy shifts within Ghana's maritime sector, while thanking God for His continued blessings upon the authority. In his welcome address, the Director of Port Tema, Tibon Zuma Esquire, underscored the Port of Tema's improving performance indicators, noting significant gains in cargo management and delivery.
When we started the year, we were faced with a lot of container congestion at Terminal 3, and through diligence and hard work and guidance from God, we got the right solutions and we started solving the problem. Today, we can say that we have made a lot of progress in that regard.
The Director of Port noted that the improvements have strengthened Tema Port's competitiveness as a regional trade hub, while supporting faster cargo clearance and reduced delays for importers and exporters.
So as we look ahead to 2026, we do so with confidence and renewed purpose. Our strategic priorities include the commencement of expansion of our reefer terminal, continuation and the completion of the dredging that we have started in Tema Port, and to improve on the equipment position, as I have said.
Recounting the authority's performance over the year, the Director General of GPHA, Major General Paul Seydou Tanya Kolono, described 2025 as a year defined by progress, resilience, and steady institutional growth. He emphasized that the transition toward round-the-clock port operations aligns with government's broader economic agenda to improve trade facilitation, logistics efficiency, and national productivity.
A key milestone that we must always acknowledge has to do with the acquisition of additional equipment in the form of trucks for port operations. This strategic intervention, as was inaugurated by the Director of Ports, improved significantly the container evacuation, reduce congestion, and enhance the turnaround time, and strengthen our overall operational efficiency across the ports and logistics chain.
Commending the workforce and partners, the DG praised GPHA staff and stakeholders for their tireless collaborative efforts, noting that the authority's successes over the year were driven by teamwork, professionalism, and a shared commitment to delivering efficient and resilient port services for Ghana's economy.
We also had growth in transit trade. We took the opportunity to visit our neighbors, Burkina Faso, but our neighbor Burkina Faso, to consolidate our positions so that to make the port of Tema and Takoradi the hub for making business. And I must state that there has been improvements, there have been engagements, among other things, and all things being equal, the volumes have increased this year. Next year, God's willing, it will continue to rise.
The Thanksgiving service, which featured songs of praise, dance, and intercessory prayers for Ghana, port stakeholders and security services, also served as a moment of institutional reflection and renewal as GPHA positions itself for further growth in the coming year and evolving regional and global trade dynamics. In a related development, the Port of Takoradi marked its 2025 Port Day of Thanksgiving under the theme, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, his love endures forever." The event provided an opportunity for management and staff to reflect on a demanding operational year marked by growth, challenges, and improved safety across port facilities. Director of Port, Captain James Richmond Quayson, described the port's environment as highly challenging but successful, attributing the safe conduct of operations throughout the year to teamwork and divine grace.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We look forward to 2026 to be a promising year, very challenging, but we are up to the task. Either we find ourselves to be a service person, an attachment person, a contract staff, permanent staff, senior staff, junior staff, senior staff, permanent staff, together we make up our reports the place to be. Together we make up our reports the place for vital business.
The Thanksgiving observance concluded with prayers for continued safety, unity, and sustained operational performance across all GPHA ports as the authority prepares for the year ahead. In that same week, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority hosted a media soiree at the Port of Takoradi aimed at strengthening engagement with the media and projecting the port's performance narrative. Speaking at the event, Director of Port, Captain James Richmond Quayson, described Takoradi as a results-driven port, noting that management and staff are mentally psyched to deliver efficient port services. He emphasized the importance of the media in telling the port story, assuring journalists of openness, access, and transparency in port operations.
We bring this year to a close with the firm conviction that Takoradi Port will see more traffic. And when there's more traffic, there's going to be more jobs. The analysis is that there should be more jobs for everybody to do. And when we have more jobs, we are better off as a country. Captain Quayson stressed that shipping thrives on performance, competence, and positive outcomes, noting that while the port does not produce goods, it plays a critical service role in enabling trade and economic activity. We have taken on board the government directive to our economy seriously. And then we, after doing the engagement, realize that it's the volumes that's making Takoradi for a little slow. But with your support, with your prayers, the volumes will come in, and then you see a better implementation of our economy, which is dear to our hearts. So people will find job, people will find something to do.
Highlighting performance indicators, he disclosed that from January to November 2025, Takoradi Port handled 867 vessel calls compared to 695 during the same period in 2024, representing a growth of approximately 24%. He also revealed that government plans to attract larger vessels to the port in 2026, further boosting throughput and activity. He concluded by expressing confidence that increased traffic at Takoradi Port will translate into more jobs and broader economic benefits, reinforcing the port's significance to both the region and the national economy.
All right, so those were some local stories. We are not going in for some international port and shipping stories.
A rowing boat used by U.S. Air Force veterans in a failed 2022 Atlantic crossing has been recovered nearly 3 years after being abandoned at sea. The crew, competing in the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge, were forced to abandon the boat after it capsized 16 days into the journey. They were rescued by the bulk carrier Hansi Gotterberg after drifting for 22 hours in a life raft. Spotted off Western France as a ghost ship, the boat was towed to La Rochelle with plans to return it to the US in 2026. The Japanese Ministry of Defense has suspended Kawasaki Heavy Industries from bidding on defense projects over falsified submarine engine test data. Investigations confirmed emissions and fuel efficiency results were manipulated on engines fitted to 23 submarines, though safety was not affected. The misconduct, dating back to at least 1988, was part of a wider industry fraud and included improper gifts to naval personnel. Kawasaki apologized, accepted penalties, and announced governance reforms to restore trust and prevent future violations.
We're going straight for our word of the day, and today we're talking about submarine. Submarine.
A submarine is a self-propelled naval vessel designed to operate independently below the surface of the sea for extended periods, using ballast systems to submerge and resurface, and employed primarily for defense, surveillance, and strategic deterrence.
Health, and then to our health and safety tip for the week. And this week we are talking about the use of splint. The use of splint.
Splint. A splint is a device designed to stabilize and support a broken bone or injured tissue. It helps reduce pain and promotes healing by keeping the affected area still. Splints can be made from various materials including rigid plastic, metal or wood, and they come in different shapes and sizes depending on the injury.
All right, so welcome back. We are zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and tonight we're taking a look at preventive care for the port community. As we zoom into 2026, we want to see what you can be doing, what you can do to stay healthy all year round so that productivity can be high. I mean, there's a tendency for us to veer off. When the new year comes in, there are lots of promises. You want to keep fit, you want to stay fit, you want to stay healthy, and all that. You want to cut down on some things that you think that you are getting addicted to, or you think you are getting so used to that you can't do it. And these are detrimental to your health. And so, but at some point, maybe you are not able to sustain the momentum, and you feel like veering off and all that. We think that it's time that we bring you, some motivation to stay glued to your promises of living healthily and very good for all year, so that productivity can be high for you, for your family, and for your various workplaces. And that's why we want to take a look at that. And also take a look at the vision of the International Maritime Hospital, IMaH, for 2026. And that is why we have no mean person but the Chief Executive Officer of IMaH, International Maritime Hospital, Dr. Vitus Victor Anabisi, in the studios to tell us what we should be doing as a people to be healthy all year round and what IMaH has in store for us for the year 2026. Good evening, sir, Doc, and welcome. Absolutely. Tell us how the Yuletide, the festivities went out. How did it pan out for you as a person?
I wish a happy new year to our viewers.
Absolutely. Yes.
We know year in, year out. Sides and they have their negative sides.
Right.
I'm very sure everybody enjoyed himself or herself during this period. Those who do not overindulge are healthy and well. But I'm sure a few would have overindulged and they might be having one problem or the other.
Yes.
So I think that at the end of every year, it's always an opportunity to take stock of what has happened in the year, in our various ways, maybe in our personal lives,
yes,
and also at our workplaces.
Right.
So for me, I think it's a good time, and also to look at what plans we have going into the new year, and for that matter, what we need to do to improve our lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Doc. So as we begin the new year, what key health practices should members of the port community adopt to stay fit and productive, as it were, in the new year, in 2026?
Thank you very much. everybody tries to make one resolution or the other. But all in all, there are a few things we need to do. That as you go to work every day, you must ensure that you keep yourself safe so that you go back home safe and in full peace to your family. We must also not forget of the fact that at every workplace there's one risk or hazard or one or the other. So we must play the game by the rules so that we do not get ourselves into problems.
Yes.
So we should observe occupational health, maybe I would say preventive health measures, and things that you've been told that don't do this, don't do that, we must follow.
Right.
But above all, we should follow our laid down procedures of work.
Right.
That we call it SOPs, the standard operating procedures.
Yeah.
If we follow this strictly, we'll see that we'll reduce hazards, we'll reduce injuries to the barest minimum. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you have been there, you've done that, you've seen that, and you've been GM Health Services for the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority for a very long time, and you've superintended over health services, you know, in the port community for this long a period, culminating, you know, to eventual rise to CEO of IMaH and all that. I just want to find out from you, how has this experience shaped your priorities as CEO of IMaH?
Yeah, that's a very heavy one. Yes, I've been around in the port. I've worked in the port for 24 years now.
Wow.
But I've been at the realm of affairs for the past 16 years. This is my 17th year as head of department or general manager.
Right.
And so I've been in it all. I've been through it all. And so, you know, health practices, we should know that there are two main branches of health or medicine.
Right.
You have the preventive part and the curative part.
Right.
Most of what we practice in most places is the curative. When people are sick and they come to you and you diagnose them and you treat them.
Yes.
But the preventive health is the most important of all, which is public health, and then occupational health is part of preventive health.
Right.
So I am a public health person. I've been in public health for some years now, and occupational health I've been doing it also for some years now.
Right.
So for me, I know that in the port, or in GPHA for that matter, we have put in place a lot of things.
Yes.
A lot of measures, a lot of policies and procedures to make sure that staff and dependents and port users in general stay alive.
Right.
They come and do their work in a safe environment and they go back safe. If I may take the opportunity to let you know what then is occupational health.
Yes.
Occupational health is a science in the first place. It's a science. There are two main definitions of it. You have the ILO definition, you have the WHO definition.
Right.
But they all kind of like merge at a point, or they converge at a point. So you realize that the International Labour Organization says that it's a science of anticipation, recognition, evaluation, and control of hazards arising in or from the workplace that could impair the health and well-being of workers.
Right.
That's ILO. So
International Labour Organization.
International Labour Organization.
Yes.
You are anticipating, you are recognizing, you are evaluating, you are controlling the hazards. And what are hazards? Hazards are things that could expose one to what, injury or the other.
Yes.
All right. Now, World Health Organization says that occupational health aims at promoting and maintaining the highest degree of physical, mental, and social well-being of every worker in any occupation. That's WHO.
Right.
Then if you summarize that, you realize that occupational health, what is it about? It's just simply meaning that every worker should go to work and work in a safe environment and leave work and go home healthy without injury or illness.
Yes.
That is simply the whole summary of it.
Right.
So as part of the Occupational Health Safety and Environment Committee in GPHA, which I even currently chair, this committee was put in place 2015-2016. We have brought about policies. We've written policies. We have reviewed the policies over the years, and we have gone ahead to implement these policies in the port at various levels, all in the effort of making sure that workers work in a safe environment and go home safe, to reduce the risk of injuries to staff.
Right. Yes. So I just want to find out from you some of the most common health challenges that port workers or seafarers, you know, go through, and how preventive care can reduce these risks.
Yeah. You know, the port is a very interesting place. Very lovely place to work.
Absolutely.
But full of high risk.
Sure.
Day in, day out, port workers, they work with machines, moving equipment, they work with vessels, they work with vehicles, they work with cargo, they interact with all this. So if you have all this coming into play, lifting equipment, cargo, hazardous substances, bulk cargo, the bulk cargo here is the cement and the others, and then also the fact that vehicles are always moving, trailers and all that always, and these are moved by people, and also people are also walking on the ground. All this interplay exposes the staff and the workers to risk, and the risk of what? Injury. So what exactly, you know, so the whole business of occupational health to ensure that we minimize this risk.
Right.
You may not be able to eliminate it 100%.
Right.
So you will see that GPHA, I always say that it's privileged because management has invested so much in this area. Managers have put in place, even this high-level committee that I just mentioned, Occupational Health, Safety and Environment Committee, is a high-powered committee.
Right.
Most of the members are general managers. We have written the policies, we have reviewed the policies, and we have implemented these policies. And this is the same committee that's come out with the policies of PPEs, that's the personal protective equipment. We have come out with the policy of making sure that all other people who do business in the port, they conform to the policies.
Absolutely.
Anybody who's coming to the port is supposed to go through some orientation of some kind before you enter the port so that you know what you have to do. We have got this handbook, which we have made and designed, which is in use. We have the electronic version and we have the hard copies.
Right.
And so people must know what is going in the port, and whichever part of the port you're going to, you should know where you are going to and what kind of risk you might meet so that you make sure that you mitigate against those risks. And all this has been something that the port has been doing over the years. Of course, there are challenges. This challenge, you know, it's a human it's a human industry.
Yes.
So for that matter, some people may just decide not to obey the rules and regulations, and then most of the time, or more often, they find themselves in trouble.
Yes.
Those who try to obey sometimes will fall short, and things will happen.
Right.
So I think that it's something that we should all jointly look at. Management is doing its bit by providing all the systems, by providing all the equipment, by providing all the safety gear you need. But the worker is supposed to collaborate also by doing what they have to do, by obeying the rules, following the policies and procedures, so that together we meet at a point and everybody will be safe. So the work does not suffer.
Right.
Let's not forget that the port is an economic zone, much as it's a security zone.
Yeah.
Most of the port, you know, trade goes through the port, and that's why we say that it's a hub for trade, isn't it? And it's in the maritime industry throughout the world. These are things that you can't avoid. You need the ports for international trade. We carry most part of international trade. As for air and all that, as for air and by land, we know that it's in the minimum proportions. But heavy things, heavy-duty things, bulk cargo, big cargo come through by sea.
Right.
So seaports are very, very important to every economy. We are blessed as a country to have 2 seaports. And we can see that our landlocked neighbors obviously rely on us for support, for them to also run their economies. Yes.
Right. We talked about those in the port that, you know, mostly the operators, those who use the machines, the equipment and all that, and they are at a high level of risk, and that's why they must be very careful. What about those in the office who sit for longer hours, fixated on their laptops, their desktops and their iPads and all that working?
They are not left out.
They're also exposed to some level of, you know...
Certainly, yes.
Risk,
every occupation, every job has a risk inherent.
Yes.
Yeah. And so whether you're sitting in the office behind a computer or not, as you call it, white-collar job, you're still at risk.
Right.
Because the computer you're using, it depends on how you position it.
Sure.
If it is so high above your eye level, you'll be tempted to raise your head so high, and then you get neck strain on your neck.
Right.
If it's also too low, you will bend down the same way and you have strain on your neck. So in every organization, every office, there are risks.
Yes.
For instance, even in the office, not just you're sitting alone, we call it ergonomic sitting. You have to have the ergonomics of the office is important. much as the lighting. You can have in an office, the lighting is so poor and dim, you tend to have people having eye problems there or vision problems. That's why it is also said that people, if you are on your phone, you're on your computer in the dark, it's high risk.
Right.
You must still have your light on and then you look at your computer. Because there is vision-related computer eye syndrome. That's how they call it. Computer eye syndrome, because if you are watching working on your computer in the darkness, you eventually damage your eyes or your sight. So in the office as well, people who sit the posture, even as we're sitting now, you realize that you must sit in a particular way to prevent you from having back pain.
Yes.
And then you don't just sit anyhow, maybe leaning towards one side or the other. You must sit upright, kind of like in an angle of, say, your legs to your pelvis, probably I can say about 45 degrees, so that you see that you are sitting correctly. So at that moment, you will be relaxed. If you say, when you're sitting in your car, for instance, what they advise is that you make a fist, and you make sure that that fist is able to pass between the back of your knee and then the seat. That will tell you that is the right posture, so that driving-wise, you will not be too far from your steer. The same thing when you come in and you're sitting in the office, there are various postures which are recommended. So it's part of occupational health to ensure that all these are being followed. So if you look at it day in, day out, wherever we find ourselves, occupational health is reminding us of the right way to do things so that we remain healthy.
Right.
Yes.
I would want to burst the bubble of some people with respect to watching your computer with the lights off and all that. There are those who believe that when you're going to see a movie, the place must be dark so that you see it clearly. And sometimes you go out, you come, the kids are in their room, the lights are off. They say, oh, we are looking a movie night. They are watching a movie and all that. I think we necessarily need the lights on when these movies are also being seen, isn't it?
I think so. You need the lights on. Probably where the screen is, you can dim the light where the screen is. Where the movies are being shown, you can dim that light. But in the room, there should be light. It shouldn't be total darkness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there shouldn't be total darkness. I think at least that's what the eye people say, and that's what they advise, that do not watch work on your computer in total darkness.
Absolutely.
So as for I'm not an eye specialist, but this is what I know.
Absolutely.
So I think that people should know that they should do the right thing. Let me be quick to add that GPHA being a very responsible organization, you know, we are ISO certified in various areas. First of all, we are ISO certified in 45,001 2018, which is about occupational health and safety. That's the first thing. So you can imagine, that means we take it very, very seriously. Two, we are ISO 14,001 2015 certified, which is about the environment. We are also ISO 9001, which is quality 2015 certified. Unfortunately, 27,001, which is about information security, I think it got expired on us, and currently plans are far advanced to get the renewal done. So you see that GPHA, as an international maritime organization, a very serious one for that matter, we take this thing seriously, and we must make sure that things are done properly. Yes.
Okay, so, Doc, with respect to preventive health, why is it so cardinal, particularly for health workers? Because if there is downtime as a result of illness, it means that definitely it's going to affect productivity and efficiency in the port. So why must we take the issue of preventive healthcare seriously in the ports?
Very well so. You just nailed the whole issue. The thing is that if we do not follow the rules and comply with occupational health advice and procedures, you end up getting injury, you end up getting sick, and you come to the hospital, you are given an excuse duty. Excuse duties are what? Economic manpower hours lost to the organization. So this economic hours lost to the organization, they have their ramifications, we know that. First of all, the person who's a staff is sick on an excuse duty, cannot come to work. The person, first of all, will take medication, so the cost of medication is there. The cost of absenteeism also there, because somebody must be hired to replace that person. A casual labor must be hired to replace that person. That means it's double cost of the organization. Then you realize that productivity will do what? Will dip. And ultimately, the organization will not make the profit it should have been making if everybody was fine. So preventive measures are very, very, very key. They are more important than curative measures. As I said, prevention is better than cure. If you say that Sickness, if you say that health is expensive, if you want to maintain health and you say it's expensive, try sickness.
Yeah.
You realize that sickness is more expensive.
Absolutely.
And so it's very important, and that's why the authority is spending so much money and ensuring that the staff remain healthy.
Yes.
The only thing we call for is that staff must make use of what is available. They must patronize the services and remain healthy. We have various packages. I'm sure we'll come into that and we'll talk details about what we have.
Yes. All right. So we'll get into that.
Yes.
That's targeted services for port users. I want to find out from you at IMaH the services that are specifically relevant to port workers, shipping professionals, and logistics operators and all that.
IMaH, International Maritime Hospital, we all know that it's a subsidiary of GPHA.
Yes.
100% owned by GPHA.
Absolutely.
It's a referral hospital, one-stop shop referral hospital where you have specialists.
Yes.
So our clinic in the port, or our clinic, we know main clinic, Clinic B, now we have Fishing Harbour Clinic.
Yes.
All these are primary health facilities.
Yes.
IMaH is a secondary health facility where you have specialists. So IMaH is part of the continuum of what? Healthcare. It has curative aspect and it has the preventive aspect, which is the public health. So if we see people in our primary healthcare facility, like at the GPHA clinic, and we think that the person needs to see a specialist, we refer to IMaH. And then the treatment or management continues from there. When they finish treating that person or stabilizing the person, they can decide to send that person back to us to continue with us. Now, IMaH, the way it's positioned, being a specialist hospital, secondary care, one-stop shop, we have everything that is in the hospital to make sure that GPHA staff and dependents who seek help are given the necessary help. It doesn't mean that we have 100% of all specialists in IMaH. That is not the case. We may have a few who are not there present, who are not in-house, but we can always arrange for them to come in the form of locum. So IMaH is complementing the primary care service that GPHA clinic is providing. So that when you come in there and you see the specialist, and if the specialist wants to do investigations, we have a myriad of them. And we'll come to that as well, where we'll show you what the scope of service we have in IMaH. So we are complementing the health services of GPHA by providing specialist care. Yes.
All right, so let's do routine screening and early detection. What health screenings would you strongly recommend for port workers and shift-based employees as part of an annual or biannual routine?
There is a lot of them that we can do. If you see, first of all, we have to categorize the staff or the workers. Various categories require particular types of health screening that can be done. We know that in the port, work is generally physical, stressful, physically demanding, and all that. And so you have to do all this. And then you also, don't forget, we have the shift workers. So people go on night, they go afternoon, they go night, they go morning. So you see that every now and then, their biorhythm is tempered with. We call it the circadian rhythm. That means that you see every human being has a rhythm that you sleep, you wake up, you go to work, you come back, you sleep. And but the shift workers, theirs is disrupted. And once it's disrupted like that, you are exposed to what? Chronic conditions like hypertension. Which is part of a non-communicable disease. Also diabetes, because people close late from night, they close late in the afternoon shift, they get home, they're hungry, they still have to eat. So they eat late and go to bed straight. So you realize that their sugars will do what? Can go up, because, and then also there's also a possibility of getting what? Obese, because your excess energy is converted into fat, because you don't use the energy you've eaten just now and you're going to bed. And then they also have to wake up very early to go for morning shift. Maybe instead of waking up at your usual 6 o'clock, they find themselves waking up at 3 a.m. Some actually wake up at 2 a.m. to prepare to go to work. So all this disrupts your normal biological rhythm. So we'll look at it and target those kind of category of staff and say that, look, you need to go through this. We need to check your stress level. We need to monitor your blood pressure. We need to monitor your sugar. Anytime you come to the clinic, things maybe look simple. You realize that they take your BP. we call it vital signs. They take your BP, they take your temperature, they take your pulse, they take your oxygen saturation, they take your blood sugar.
Yes.
Every single adult that comes, your blood sugar is taken. It's part of the screening.
Right.
This is basic screening, but it is very essential. It is only then that you can detect or pick up cases. If someone has got high blood sugar, you detect it, then you do further tests.
Right.
If someone's blood pressure is high, you don't just diagnose the person with hypertension. You have to go through the process, check the blood pressure a number of times, monitor it, and then you can come with your confirmation whether the person has got high blood pressure or not.
Yeah.
So all these are routine tests. If you look at the area of maybe the port operators, the machine operators, drivers and plant operators,
Yes.
two things. They have their sight. Their
Yes.
sight must be sharp, otherwise they cause accidents. So we do annually, we'll do eye test screening for all drivers and plant operators in the port.
Yes.
And there are so many. We'll also have to check their hearing, because you'll be surprised. Because it's a noisy environment,
Yes.
people might be deaf in one ear or the other. You don't know if you don't test. So you have to test for their hearing, you have to test for their sight. All these are done annually.
Right.
And this one, of course, IMaH recommends that that's done. It can be done in IMaH.
Right.
So if they refer, GPHA refer people to do all this, and it can be done.
Yes.
We have an ophthalmologist, that's an eye specialist. We have an optometrist, and they check the sight very easily. And then the hearing part too can be tested. Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at workplace wellness and safety, and how employees can within the port, how employees within the port community or port ecosystem can better support the physical and mental well-being of their workforce, and how does IMaH partner in this effort?
Thank you very much. In IMaH, as I said, because it's a specialist hospital, we have psychiatrists, we have a psychologist, and in these areas of stress, normally the first point of call is psychologist to help you go through what you're going through, to help you get out of it and make sure that you get back to your normal self. So psychologists are the clinical psychologists.
Right.
If it goes beyond psychology and then it borders on psychiatry, then the psychiatrist comes in to take care of that.
Right.
You realize that people have sleep disorders and all that. There is a sleep, we have a collaboration with the Brain and Sleep Center. And so when people come and they need that, we refer them to that for that service.
Right.
Okay. We also have, because the psychologist is there and the psychiatrist is there, we're able to elicit and find out those who have got borderline mental illness, those who are having drug abuse issues, and all these people, we isolate them and get them to go through what? Rehabilitation.
Yes.
All these are part of what we do together with the clinic or the health services department to make sure that staff and dependents remain healthy.
Yes.
It's quite widespread, unfortunately, but because the facility is there, we are able to take that. But it's too much of high cost to the authority. Rehabilitation can cost you huge sums of money.
Right.
Most of the time, it's not even just once. You may go a number of times. And so that's a whole lot of money. So all we are saying is that prevention, prevention, prevention. Ensure that you do not indulge in things that you're not supposed to. Substance abuse is a big problem.
Yes.
The health policy of the authority allows for us to make sure that we can randomly check people. If you suspect somebody who's intoxicated,
yes,
probably from alcohol, there are breathalyzers. Some heads of department have the breathalyzers. It doesn't have to be health services alone. If a head of department suspects that a staff in his or her department has got alcohol intoxication, you pull out your breathalyzer and test the person. If the level is higher than the recommended, you then match the person to what? To the clinic for further testing and then Now, also for drug abuse, we know that as part of pre-employment medical examination, as part of a pre-employment arrangement, we have pre-employment medical exam to know the status or maybe the baseline of the person as you are coming in. So they will do testing for drugs and other substances, as many as 18 different substances. That can be done at the clinic, lab, and also can be done at IMaH. IMaH has even a wider one.
I can see they are showing some videos on the screen.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I just want us to dwell a little more on the drug and substance abuse.
Yes.
Which are the common ones that comes to your attention, that comes to your consulting rooms as you Now you are more or less not no more, but once in a while you find yourself in there.
Oh, I'm still involved, so
Absolutely.
I'm very
Awesome.
involved
Yes.
day to day.
Yes.
The number one is the alcohol.
Right.
Alcohol abuse is number one. Number one. Then you also have marijuana.
Right.
Marijuana is very common. You'll be surprised. There are some people who even abuse as many as 3, 4, or 5 different substances.
Wow.
The people also abuse we call it the sleeping tablets and other things. You know,
Yes.
these are all drugs which are not supposed to be used.
Yes.
Then the tramadol and others.
Yes.
People have a lot of concoctions they do, but there are people who are also on hard ones, the crack cocaine, heroin. There are people. They are not too many, but we test and we get a few of them.
Yes.
But the commonest is the marijuana and the alcohol. And of course, cigarette or tobacco, we all know that it's a common thing.
Yeah.
So it depends on the level and how high you go, then it can either give you one condition or the other. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm just being a bit curious.
Yes.
Why do people indulge in some of these things? Why do they engage in substance abuse? As for alcohol, we know perhaps maybe once, but there are some that are so neck deep in it that sometimes, you know, getting them out of it becomes a challenge.
That's right. You know, the human being naturally wants to have, I would say, to kind of like have a level of excitement one way or the other.
Yes.
And most of these substances we're talking about, they excite them initially.
Right.
Do you know that alcohol is actually a depressant? Yeah. But people, when they get excited, they're happy.
Yes.
But the long term of alcohol is that there are phases. You get excited. The next moment you are depressed. Alcohol is a depressant.
Right.
Completely. So you see that people may even have alcohol, and they think that if they have alcohol, they can perform. But at the end of the day, the performance is short-lived, and then they slip off. Okay? Now, people take this, and most of these substances are what? Addictive.
Right.
They cause addiction. And addiction is a big problem. Once you get onto medication that causes addiction, you have to go through rehabilitation.
Yes.
You need help.
Right.
You cannot get out of it by yourself. That's why even chronic alcoholics, they struggle. Today I've stopped. Tomorrow they're back. Because the body is yearning for it.
Yes.
You're craving for it.
Right.
So that craving for the substance is what we call the addiction, isn't it? So they continue to do it, and then they become so dependent that their system thrives on it. If they don't take it, they cannot perform. And unfortunately, they take it. Maybe if initially you were taking 1 glass of aquatation, you were okay.
Yes.
Next, after some time, your body will be so used to the 1 glass, you have to graduate to 2, to 3. And all that has got damaging effects. The target organs in your body, for instance, alcohol, let's take the commonest one. Alcohol, it damages your liver, number 1.
Yes.
It can give you heart disease. It can give you stomach ulcer, and so many other things. And of course, the worst one is your mental status.
Yeah.
It gives you, altered mental status.
Yes.
And your judgment is impaired or affected. That's why if you are driving, it is a no-no, zero tolerance for alcohol if you're driving or you're an operator. Because as an operator, you must be sharp, you must be quick to react. And so if you're drunk and the alcohol suppresses your reflexes, that means that you can easily commit and cause accidents. So these are the problems that we do face with these substances. Yes.
I'm so curious, Doc. How do we deal with some of these cases when they come?
First of all, you have to diagnose the problem. If you diagnose the problem, and diagnose by taking a very good history.
Yes.
You take a good history, you engage the patient, talk to the patient, try to get the person to have some rapport with you. That's only when they can open up.
Yes.
Otherwise, they will be denying. I don't drink. I drink only once in a while. Meanwhile, that person drinks every single day.
Chronic, yeah.
But they are quick to say that I drink just once in a while. But if you have that rapport with the person will open up and tell you his problem. Now, when the person recognizes that it's a problem, then you're good to go. That means that the solution is just around the corner.
Right.
The problem is when the person refuses to accept that he has a problem, then the challenge becomes bigger.
Right.
So once the patient accepts I have a problem and I need the help, then the doctors can now come in, do the referral, first of all, do the screening to see if there is any damage to the target organs I've mentioned earlier on. If you do the screening and there are any damages, you know what to do, the remedies and all that. Then subsequently, you have to refer to the appropriate quarters for these people to go through the right channel of rehab and to make sure that whatever damage has been caused. For instance, if somebody has drunk so much and has gotten himself to a state of alcohol liver disease, for instance, obviously
liver cirrhosis,
those are advanced stages already, and then they end up having liver failure, and then they are gone. You understand me? It's quite a big problem. So people should take it seriously. The worst of it is the mental status, altered mental status, and your judgment. That one, you don't die alone, you may end up killing your colleagues, workers, or other innocent people. So that's why it's very important that we take this thing very seriously. And as for degree of mental illness, where people become aggressive, they attack colleagues, they attack anybody in their way, physical injury is a big problem. And then they can be a danger to themselves.
All right, so this is our report here on Metro TV. Tonight we are taking a look at preventive healthcare for port workers or port community and the vision of the International Maritime Hospital for 2026. With us in the studios, Dr. Vitus Victor Adnabisi. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the International Maritime Hospital and General Manager, Health Services, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We're going to go for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the discussion, and you also have the chance of calling in to contribute to the discussion. Please stay on.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will fill ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water, or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena. You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately. There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
At Phoenix Insurance, we make the unpredictable predictable and the uncertain certain with our range of products, including motor insurance, fire insurance, engineering insurance, marine insurance, accident insurances, and all types of bonds. We have you covered. We also support you with risk management advice to enable you stay focused on your business. Take a policy with Phoenix Insurance today. We help you rise from adversity stronger and more secure. Contact us on 0302 246319 or 0302 246644 or any of our branches, agencies, and brokers spread across the nation. You can as well connect with us on our WhatsApp chatbot. Efiba is waiting to assist you. Make the future predictable with Phoenix Insurance. Phoenix Insurance, a delightful service experience delivered with wisdom.
All right, welcome back. This is Zion Port once again, and tonight we're taking a look at preventive care for the port community and indeed the vision of the International Maritime Hospital, IMaH, for the year 2026. With us in the studio is Dr. Vitus Victor Anabisi. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the International Maritime Hospital and General Manager, Health Services, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Welcome back, Sir Doc.
Thank you. Yes,
so I've been told that you can call in and contribute to the discussion. The number to dial is 0245-834980, 0245-834980. And that's the time for you to call in and then contribute to the discussion. We'll be sharing your messages as well with the rest of the world pretty shortly. Now, let me come to the studios, Doc, and find out from you. I know you have a bouquet of services that you render, particularly in terms of screening for port workers. Please walk us through the details.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kennedy, and thank you, my viewers. The following are what we offer at International Maritime Hospital as part of the screening or preventive services that we carry. We had the very first one is the core annual screening. The core annual screening is for all port and shift workers, regardless of your age. Regardless of your age. So you do what we call the cardiometabolic and fatigue-related screening that for shift workers. Like I've already explained that it changes your circadian rhythm, and so you're at risk of developing hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, and sudden cardiac events. So we do basic tests for all those things. We also do, in addition to taking history, we do a whole profile, both blood tests, urine tests, and other things. So I don't want to mention those details to bore you. But we also have something we call the occupational exposure and safety screening that we do, and this for port workers who at risk of having high noise, high pollution, high risk environments, you know. So we do the audiometry, which is the hearing test is the audiometry. Spirometry is the breathing test, the lung test, you know. This dust, you know, bulk things like cement dust and all that, you know, that people inhale, it has effect on their lungs or their respiratory system. So we do spirometry to do that's the lung test, function test, the lung function test. Then we have vision screening. Of course, already I've explained that. And then urine with microscopy to check certain things in your urine, which will predispose you to metabolic diseases. We also do mental health and cognitive fitness test. So we do the mental health screening. We do the burnout and fatigue risk assessment. We do substance use screening. That's where I already told you, alcohol, stimulants, and sleep aids. We use that. We do the musculoskeletal and injury risk screening. Especially for the dock workers who load, who do the drivers and all that. And then repetitive strain, those who are doing one particular job which is repetitive, and so it predisposes them to all sort of injuries. So musculoskeletal function assessment, chronic back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, grip strength, and core stability tests and all that. Cancer and long-term disease screening, we do that. We do the PSA for men above 40 years. Testicular self-examination or education will teach you. Women, pap smear, HPV, DNA test, mammography from 40 years. And then for both sexes, we do colorectal cancer screening. All these are part. And liver ultrasound and the FIT test. Infectious diseases and travel-related screening, hepatitis, HIV, tetanus, yellow fever. Then we have the optional but high-value add-ons are, these are for the executives. Coronary artery, calcium score, we do that. We do advanced lipid profile, that's ApoB, and then lipoprotein A. Then the last but not the least that we do for you is that obviously you have hormonal screening for testosterone and thyroid, where people have fatigue and metabolic risk, and then occupational fit for duty certification. We do that, occupational fit for duty. And this is very relevant to GPHA workers and other port workers.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the health outreach or health education programs that IMaH undertakes, and or you plan to expand to directly engage the port community.
Thank you very much once again. So what it is this. GPHA Clinic has its health promotion programs, health education programs going on. As I said, we complement all that. We may do more than that. So what we are planning to do is that we are planning to reach out to GPHA Clinic first and foremost of all, so that we'll collaborate extensively where they want to do health education and health promotion and they don't have the specialists, our people will join them to do that and do the screening and all that. So that's one thing I plan to carry out come next year, or this year, this 2026, that we should do more collaborative work together. Then you realize that we have so many people in the port industry. Can we have some maybe periodic, let me put it quarterly engagement with the port community to ensure that we would give them more education on what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. We have a whole workup of wellness program that we do. That wellness is very extensive. I would like you to show, if it can be showed on the screen for people to see, because there are various categories of wellness programs that we do, which is quite big and extensive. So these wellness programs would introduce it to GPHA and will encourage that as many as staff can afford, it will make themselves available, we should be able to provide these services. Because it's categorized by age and also sex as well. And then also, depending upon, we have the diamond, the silver, the gold, and all those things. Because these things are things that the package is so big and it's so in-depth that if you do all this and once in a year, you realize that at least you'll be doing a lot of good to yourself. So we, as International Maritime Hospital, because of certain facilities that we have which is lacking at the clinic, for instance, I'll give you a very quick one. For instance, we have speech therapy. So speech therapy for stroke rehabilitation, for instance. People have stroke. Because we have a stroke unit, when they come and they are recovering, the speech therapist is part of the recovery period. And so people will come, and of course there are GPHA staff who have gotten down with stroke. So they come, they use our physiotherapy, and apart from that, they have speech therapy, which is part of the rehabilitation of it. So these are things that people should get to know, that we have these facilities in-house, so that other people who don't know about it can come and utilize the facility.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So I know IMaH is not open only to the port community.
Not at all.
It's open to the general public.
General public. And not only for GPHA staff and dependents. We are open to the general public, even though GPHA still remains the #1 client of IMaH. Because obviously, if we have to refer all our referral cases to IMaH specialist care, obviously we are in the lead. But there are so many other corporate bodies and private individuals who come for services. Since I've been there, I have been able to bring on board so many other corporate new clients onto the corporate clientele of IMaH. We are doing that because we need to market ourselves. We need people to know about us. There are so many companies that have visited who didn't know about IMaH. They didn't know that IMaH existed. Some of them are right in the heart of Tema, even as close as Community 2. But they didn't even know that there was a hospital like IMaH in Community 3. So I visited them, and they have signed on to that, because once we visit you, we interact with you, we tell you about ourselves, our scope of service, people are excited, and they sign agreement or contract with the hospital, and then we'll give care to their staff, to their dependents, and all that. Some come through insurance packages, but most of them will prefer the direct insurance, the direct business, where you come, we'll give you, your corporate entity will give you service, at the end of the month we'll bill you, and that makes it better. Better for the client, better for IMaH.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right, so I know recently you also outlawed your premium service center. If you can expatiate a bit on it,
That's right. Thank you once again. Yes, the prestige services.
Yes.
I'm sure that's what you refer to.
Yes, that's true. Sure.
Yes, it was there, but it was not really not visible. So what I did was that I revamped it.
Yes.
I got it redesigned and re-equipped to the extent that now people come there and they are very, very confident. They don't believe that they are in a hospital in Ghana.
Yes.
Because we have made it so comfortable.
Yeah.
And this is for high-end services.
Yes.
It's not that outrageous. It's not that expensive.
Yes.
You come there, first of all, we've assigned special staff.
Yeah.
When you come in as a prestige client, especially if you have called us and you booked and you're coming as a prestige client, you are met at the entrance by chaperones.
Yes.
They will usher you in, bring you to the prestige lounge. You are comfortably seated. Your vital signs are taken in the comfort of the lounge. We have dedicated nurses to the prestige lounge.
Right.
We have dedicated doctors to the prestige lounge. And any specialist that you need will be brought to the prestige lounge to take care of you.
Right.
So they take care of you to the extent that even laboratory tests, if they have to take your blood test or some urine test, they bring the lab person will come from the lab to the prestige lounge to draw your blood sample. You don't have to go to the lab.
Right.
All other things. The only thing that you may have to go to do the service, maybe chest x-ray. If you have to do x-ray, we cannot move the x-ray machine to the lounge.
Right.
And even in that, if you have to go there, then the chaperone will take you. It means that everything is facilitated.
Yes.
So you don't spend too much time in there. You get premium service just for a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then your time is of essence. We recognize that business executives, other people who don't have time to spend or waste, I wouldn't say waste, to spend in the hospital, they need quick service to go. So we grant them this.
Right.
And it's like you come, you pay a one-time premium for the year, okay? That's more like a registration of a club, sort of.
Sure.
So you register, and then each time you come, then the rate is given you. And now the good thing, the investigations. The cost of investigations is not very different from even the normal routine ones.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's not different. Yeah, it could be just a little bit markup for that expedited action we give you, and for all the kind of serene environment we give you. But it is not. It's not even 1.5 times. No, just something additional we add. Not much at all. So just the same bill. If you are doing a full blood count, maybe, let me say off my head, maybe some 20 cities different or 50 cities different as a prestige client. That doesn't make too much difference.
Absolutely.
But you get all the excellent service you get, and at your
expedited service.
Expedited service, and you go back to work quickly.
Right.
That doesn't mean that we will not shortchange you in any way. You get what you need according to your condition, and perfectly so. People are very happy with it. We are inviting people to use it, to patronize it, and experience it themselves.
Right.
I would be quick to add that at the time that we revamped this prestige service and all that, I put in place a team, 11-member team called the Quality Improvement Team.
Right.
Before I got there 6 months ago, there was nothing like that. So I put that in place. Every hospital should have a quality improvement team. Because everybody was looking at quality service, quality, but what is quality? So you cannot just be singing that song if you don't have things in place. So this 11-member team, they have gone, we have inaugurated the committee, they have been trained, and they have gone to work. So we want to expect that we'll begin to see much improvement in our services going forward. So we will call for clients out there to give us a feedback. And because of this, we've also established and expanded our feedback system, both electronic. So that you have a QR code, you just scan it, and then you have the opportunity to give us your feedback electronically. Yes, you don't need to write something and come and put in a box, suggestion box. But those boxes are there as well, but we have expanded to electronically that you can do that, and you give us electronic feedback as to what we've done. We have been able to respond to a number of complaints from clients, and we took it very seriously. We have dealt with it, and we hope that clients who are aware and they are hearing me, they are satisfied with our action that we took. We didn't go to sleep on it. Anytime they came to complain, we took action, we investigated, and wherever our staff are found culpable, the right measure of sanctions are given to them. We do not shield our staff. We think that the staff are there to work for the good of the clients. It's because of clients that we are there, because of the patient that we are there. So no client should be undermined, no client should be taken for granted. If you are not happy with our service, you call in, you go through our system, make a report, and we'll handle it. Right. There are even some we are still handling, and so we hope that we shall do a good thing by reviewing all these things. We will not say that it's not going to be 100% proof that you come and then you never. There could be some hitch here and there, but largely we are going to bring that to the barest minimum. Right. That I can assure you.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Awesome. I want to talk about the registration that you talked about as a prestige service person. If I want to access the prestige service, it says there's a one-time payment you make as registration.
Yes, for the year.
Just like for the entire year. Just like when you go to the gym.
Correct.
You are a member
Exactly.
of the gym. Yeah.
Correct.
So
Correct.
when I pay for that registration and I come, irrespective, is that all? Do I have to pay again for the service that you render?
That's right.
Okay.
When you pay for that, now makes you a prestige customer or client.
Right. Okay.
So anytime you come, depending upon the problem you're coming with and the test you're going to do, then you pay according to that.
Okay.
That's right.
Awesome.
That's what it is.
Great,
yes.
great.
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look at the new preventive health initiatives or service expansions that Port community can expect from IMaH in the coming year, in this 2026.
Yeah. You see, in medicine, emergency care is number one.
Yes.
So for our emergency care, we call it accident and emergency.
Yes.
We have 2 in-house, and if I say in-house, I mean permanent emergency medicine physicians. Yes. 2. And they also have a locum one, meaning a third one, meaning locum.
Yes.
Everything in the hospital, it begins and ends with your emergency.
Right.
If a hospital has to, if you have good things happen in your hospital, it starts with your emergency. If bad things are happening in your hospital, it starts with your emergency.
Absolutely.
So I have attached special importance to our emergency, accident and emergency unit. So I say that there was no laboratory attached to it. So anytime people came emergency, they have to run a helter-skelter to take samples, call the lab people to come from the main lab, come and take their samples, go back, test, and come. Yeah. But I have set up a mini laboratory at the emergency. It's actually an accident emergency department.
Yes.
So now when you come, all the basic tests that you have to do in the case of emergency are done right there. Right. So first of all, you save time, you improve on diagnosis, and then you improve on care. Yeah. Because the quicker you get your diagnosis, the better your care will be.
Right.
And because emergency is about saving lives and making sure that people do not lose their lives unnecessarily. So that has been set up, that is in place. We even have what we call point of care ultrasound machine.
Right.
So that they have the ultrasound machine right in the emergency room. When you need it, it's used. It's done most places. Why shouldn't we have it? IMaH has it now. Have it. And the lab that is there, the staff themselves there are quite happy with it. That is really making their work easier.
Yes.
And I think that if there's anything else we have to do, we'll do. We may have problems with space, in terms of physical space or the number of beds, because if you are seen at the emergency, and then the emergency people have cleared you, there are 3 sessions of the emergency. You have the red, which is the most critical, okay, and very, very urgent, red. Yes. From red, you go to orange. And from orange, you step down to yellow.
Right.
And from yellow now, you are transferred to the ward for admission if you have to be admitted. If you have to be discharged, you are discharged.
Right.
Now, the problem we have is that sometimes from the red or even from the yellow, you may need to go into high dependency unit, that's HDU, or ICU, which is the intensive care unit.
Yes.
Our intensive care unit, HDU, they are very limited in terms of bed capacity.
Okay.
And so sometimes the specialists or the healthcare professionals are a bit disturbed that, look, we need to send this case to HDU, but there is no bed. Okay? Or ICU, there is no bed. So we are looking at the best way to expand this so that we can have that continuum of care. Because if somebody needs HDU care, that person cannot go to the normal ward.
Yeah.
You can't go to the normal ward because you will not get the right care there. Is that okay? So we'll see how best we'll manage with this deficiency or this challenge and make sure we overcome it and people will get the best of care when they come in.
Absolutely.
And so having said that, you realize that once you come, so emergency care is number 1.
Yes.
2, the availability of specialists to attend to the cases.
Yes.
Because if we say we are a specialist hospital and we are one-stop facility, that means that the specialists will be available.
Sure.
So I'm very passionate about that. And I'm appealing to all my specialists out there who are listening to me. I've spoken to you, I've appealed to you that make sure your presence is always there.
Right.
You are available when you are needed. There are some we do not have, and we cannot afford to have all the specialists in-house.
Right.
The other, we cannot have them as permanent staff because we will not be able to pay.
That's when locum comes in.
And locum comes in. Because IMaH, we pay our own salaries.
Right.
We pay our staff.
Yes.
We don't take money from GPHA.
Right.
We pay our own staff. So, and it's very expensive to pay all this staff.
Yeah.
So locum staff come in, and so we have to call them in as and when we need them.
Right.
So that's why the emergency care part is very important. When they are needed, they have to be there.
Right.
So it's important that we try to manage it that way so that we ensure that, especially critical care-wise, patients do not go without getting the right attention.
Absolutely.
Yes. And in addition to that, we have the various, we call it disciplines and the various clinics at the OPD.
Yes.
We have days, we have cases for, let me take for instance, internal medicine. We have days for gastroenterology, that is diseases of the stomach and the intestines and the digestive system generally. We also have clinics day for nephrology, which is the kidney specialist.
Right.
We have clinic day for neurology, that's the brain and then the spine. And all that. So, and then neurosurgery, they have their clinics there. Even the general surgeons, surgeons don't only cut. They also have what we call consecutive management of cases. And they see cases at the OPD before even they go and operate.
Right.
We have that. We have anesthesia clinics. We have even psychology clinics are there. Nutritionists are there. Or dietitians are all there. So all these specialist clinics are there.
Right.
So people will have to make good use of all these clinics. Those who are referred in are elective cases or they're coming in on appointment or the referrals. When they come in on appointment, obviously means that it's not through emergency. They come in through the OPD. So the specialists will have to be there to take care of them.
Right.
And indeed, they are always there. Because when we book you, we know when. We don't have, let's say, cardiology is also another part. We don't have maybe gastroenterologists there every day of the week.
Absolutely.
No. You may have the gastroenterologist twice a week. And then the rest of the time is that once the general physician is there, the physician can manage it. And then once it's not an emergency case, we can always book the patient to see the right specialist on the right day.
Right.
Yes, that's how we do it.
Awesome. All right, so this one says, good evening. I am William, a staff of GPHA. Can doctor touch on the dust emanating from clinker vessels into offices near the marine block and a GS store? And secondly, the stench from customers that passes through the open drain towards the clinker gate.
I expected this question because I've encountered it severally.
Right.
Because I said I chair the Occupational Health Safety and Environment Committee, and we interact with a lot of workers in the port.
Right.
And so this thing came up. Yes, William, thank you for your question. Yes, a clinker dust is a problem, and so the authority has recognized that and has invested in eco hoppers and also machines that will also detect the air pollution.
Yes.
I think the estate estate and environment department, they are the people carrying these devices monitoring. So you realize that the dust is supposed to be reduced as they use the eco hoppers. Those who are not using eco hoppers, I think going forward, it's being made compulsory that everyone must use the eco hopper. If you cannot procure one yourself as a company, you must share in somebody's own and you pay a fee for it. So as part of our policies, our occupational health policies and a contract registration process, we say that people who are dealing with such businesses, they must comply. They must sign a contract which says that they will make sure that they minimize the dust pollution. And because a clinker dust, we all know the consequences in the future. Long term is that silica settles and then you have silicosis, which is a lung disease, which is not very good. As for the pollution, the scent or the stench from customers, there's something that we have even gone up to the legal level, threatening them with legal suit if they do not do something about it. The problem is that they're using an old boiler system, which is not able to reduce the stench or the scent that comes from there. So we have approached them. I remember very well Mr. Gazy, who is now on retirement, was leading the estate team. I wrote to them together with our legal team. And so it's at that level now that anytime they flout the regulation, we are going to slap that. We're going to apply our legal whip and then make sure that they comply. Otherwise, they will close down. That stench, of course, is a nuisance, and nobody would like to work, and then you'll be inhaling such horrible stench.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Jennifer, watching us from East Legon, says, can Dr. Anab confirm to us that there is a helipad at the International Maritime Hospital?
Very well so. Jennifer, thank you very much. Yes, we have a helipad, and we are one of the few hospitals, if not the only in Ghana, that has a dedicated one. Most of them have it on top of the roof, the emergency one, Kumasi, somewhere, I think cardiothoracic unit, they use have, but that's very small. Ours is a massive one on the ground, and you can take the heaviest helicopter you can think about in the country, which is the Air Force helicopter. We have tested it, we've been using it. We are currently in talks with the oil companies offshore and then the mining companies for them to know that we have this helipad. And anytime they have an emergency and they have to fly a client or patient into Accra, please, IMaH is the destination. They'll just fly straight into IMaH, and the helipad is linked to our emergency room. So you come from the helipad, straight, you're wheeled into the emergency room, and the rest of it you'll be taken care of.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we have one.
Right. This one says, Dr. Nab, BC, what simple health checks should every working adult do at least once a year going into 2026? This one is from Albert in Tema, Newtown.
Albert, thank you very much for your question. First of all, come to the hospital or to the clinic. Don't wait until you are sick. So you can choose a thing. Do it this way. Either on your birthday, you come, or if you decide that maybe on the 1st of January, or you just choose a particular day, that this day I'm coming for a medical check. When you walk into the hospital, I said basic things we do, people take it for granted. It's part of the screening. You do your vital signs, which is the blood pressure, your pulse, your SpO2, which is that's the saturation of oxygen in your blood. If you have lung disease, and it will reflect in your saturation. So all these are screening. They will do your blood sugar as well. Either it's random blood sugar or fasting blood sugar. And that will tell if it is high, we'll do further tests to see whether it's diabetes you are having. If your blood pressure is high, we do not diagnose you immediately as having hypertension unless you know that you have hypertension already. But otherwise, you'll be taken through a process and then a diagnosis will be made. So these are the basic tests. And depending upon the work you do, Albert, right? Yes. Depending upon the work you do, we can do additional tests. For instance, if you are a crane operator or you operate a machine all the time and you're sitting, so the vibration, you are always sitting there, your vibration, you turn out to be having back pain, lower back pain and all that. Some even have, it affects their manhood. If you are a male, it affects your manhood. We have to check all that and see what we can do. So we may have to do hormonal tests like the testosterone and see what are the levels, or they check your back. And we have an orthopedic surgeon, so they can always test your musculoskeletal system to make sure that everything is fine. If other areas like you are in the office, for instance, and you are always behind the computer, then your eye is at risk. So we have to check and make sure we test your eye as well.
Right. Okay. This one says, we only visit hospitals when we are sick. How can IMaH help change this mindset towards prevention? BB Tewia sent in this one.
Yeah, Mr. Tewia, IMaH is there for you, and IMaH is there for everyone. IMaH is a facility open to everyone in this country. It's a national health facility, and we would be glad, more than happy to have you. They will show on the screens the type of packages we have and what you can get when you walk in, because there are quite a number of our wellness packages, but it is cut for everybody. So if you screen that, people will say, and you pick what you want, and you come, we'll advise you. When you come, just come and say, look, I want to have a wellness check. A wellness check is once a year. So even if you have to save money, to come and do that, to prevent sickness, I think it is worth it.
Absolutely.
Don't wait until you are sick.
Yes, Doc. Let's go on to the line. We have 1 minute to go, and this is when Margaret is calling in. Let's listen to her. Good evening, ma'am. Hello? Okay, I understand she's off. That's fine. Okay. Amma in Rich says, mental health is becoming a big issue. What support systems does IMaH have for stress and mental well-being?
Thank you very much. First of all, we have mental health nurses. Then, as I said earlier, we have a psychologist, clinical psychologist, and then a psychiatrist who is a locum-based, a consultant psychiatrist, who has a facility that provides her with that care. And so the Brain and Sleep Center, and they've been doing having collaboration with even GPHA Clinic, and now with IMaH as well. So we don't have him sitting there in the hospital every time, and we all recognize the fact that psychiatric care, if it's an agent one, we know what to do for you, and then we call in the psychiatrist to come. But we have the clinical psychologist there. So mental health is all part of that. So we should ensure that certain things do not, for instance, depression. From depression, you can also go to the next level.
Look, depression, let's take our I think that we'll just give him some gratis. Kwabena, I understand, is on the line. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I have a question for Doctor.
Yes.
I'm a staff of GPHA with the monitoring. I'm a staff of GPHA at the monitoring control section. And then I wanted to ask Doctor that the prestige services that he was talking about.
Yes.
Is it open to GPHA staffs? Do we also qualify, or we still need to pay an additional money for the prestige
service?
The prestige services?
Okay. All right.
And then secondly,
What's
the
the name?
second question I have is,
Governor, thank you. Governor, is that all? Can I answer your question?
I think you are still talking.
Okay.
Hello, Governor, are you there?
Yes, I have one last question.
Please, please, yes.
Yeah, so the last question with my degree. Yes, I'm here.
Lower the volume on your TV set.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Is it okay?
Yes, it is.
All right. So I was asking, I have a degree in social work, and then can I come and work there as a part of the psychology department or something? Because I read social psychology in school.
Okay, we didn't get the first.
I don't know if they have an office for social workers to operate at IMaH.
Are you a social worker?
That's my question.
Are you a social worker?
Yes, I'm a social worker.
Okay, all right, okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sure. And monitoring, you are doing a lot of good stuff for GPHA. You are the people monitoring so many things. Even this clinical dust we're talking about and use of echo hoppers, is really under you. You do a lot. When the Captain Gakwe was the monitoring manager, yes, he was very passionate about that. Anyway, so your first question about the prestige services, unfortunately...
But it's open to GPHA staff.
Yeah, we cannot open it to GPHA staff like that without permission of management.
Yeah.
Because it's additional cost.
Yes.
So maybe we may have to look at it, who can benefit from that.
Yeah.
But for now, GPHA, we do not put people on prestige service. But what I can assure is that emergency care, agent care you need, you'll get it when you come. Don't forget, GPHA is our #1 client. It's our golden client. So, for instance, GPHA staff who come, will give you that special care. Yeah. We pamper GPHA staff, as I say, that in quotes. It doesn't mean we don't take care of other clients, but just that GPHA is the owner of the place, and it's only better and good that we should help GPHA to maximize their investment in the hospital. Right. So they come back. Don't forget that GPHA pays for every service we provide to the staff. Yeah. They pay. Even if you are being treated for malaria in IMaH, GPHA takes up the bill. At the end of every month, we send the bill. Yeah. But the prestige service-wise, we cannot enroll GPHA staff onto it for now. Right. The other part...
Yes.
The other part of the social worker, you'll be welcome. Yeah. Are you going to give us that service pro bono? If you want to come and avail yourself, we'll be more than happy to have you come on board. Absolutely. And then you help us.
So you want to come and do locum. Yeah. All right, so Doc, just in 2 seconds, your final word, and then we wrap up. Our time is up. In fact, we're fitting into their time. Yeah.
Okay. I want to take the opportunity to thank my viewers and thank all of you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you about IMaH. The thing is that IMaH is a national facility. Yes. It is there for everyone. Right. Please walk in with your health issues. You don't have to be sick to come. Come and enjoy our wellness packages. Yes. They are quite wide and they are appropriate for everybody. Yeah. I want to quickly say that we have reviewed our tariffs. Since I've gotten there 6 months ago, the #1 problem was that IMaH is expensive. IMaH is expensive. That is no more the case. Right. We have reviewed our tariffs downwards, so we are very competitive now. Come and taste of it. Right. And we have started implementing it, so please come. Great. We formed a number of things. We have improved on certain services. Right. We've added 2 theaters to our already 2, so now we have 4 theaters working. We were working with only 2 theaters. Now we have 4 theaters working. We have made sure that the Ops and Gynae department has got what it takes to work. Right. A CTG machine, which they didn't have, which was spoiled for a long time, they've got 2 now. So if you have twin pregnancy, it can be monitored for you. We have set up another triage room at the OPD to reduce the waiting time. Right. So when you come to the OPD, IMaH, the triage is very quick now. The lab I've already mentioned. But one important thing I cannot go without mentioning is that we are the first. IMaH the first beneficiary of the Mahama Care.
Yes.
That Mahama Care has helped us. They are collaborating with us, and they have supported a neurosurgery case, a child of 10, 11-year-old, and we are just over the moon. Mahama Care, we are the first to benefit from them.
Great.
So please, we know how important this is going forward. So IMaH says that you are invited to see what we have there.
Yes.
We have a wide range of services. Please come and see what we have. Use us and you enjoy. From A to Z, we will have all. Even when you finally you can't make it and you die, we have an excellent work for you. And we have a dialysis center. Don't forget, dialysis for kidney dialysis. We have the #1 center in Tema. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vitus Victor Anabisi, Chief Executive Officer, International Maritime Hospital, and General Manager, Health Services Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. We've been discussing preventive health for port workers, and indeed the vision of IMaH for the year 2026, which we just launched into. I would say thank you so much, Doc, for making time to come and tell us what we should do to keep fit and to stay fit all year round. I would also like to say big thanks to our sponsors, Ghana Revenue Authority, GWEL PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA. We entreat you to keep watching the rest of our programs here on Metro TV, and God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Eye on Port program. We wish you a super and blessed week ahead, and we thank you so much for choosing us. My name is Kennedy Mona. Have a blessed week ahead. We're out. God bless.